Good morning, actually good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet. That is the right button. I was trying to use WAST to move the screen, but D actually popped up at the production tab, which is what we wanted to do anyway. So there we go. This is a platinum, what's it called, map placement match going on. And we are going to see exactly how these players do. Down the bottom left side of the map, we do have our red Zerg player. I'm not even going to pronounce it, but I did notice as the game was popping up that it is Muta Reaper, spelled backwards, approximately, so that's pretty sweet. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but there we go, that's how it is. And up the top right side, we have a blue Terran player, NoNameST, and we have cast quite a few of his games, and I think he's the one that's been uploading these games. So we're going to go in there, and we're going to see exactly how these games do, and there we go. Not much happening so far. This is a great map. I love this map. We've seen some very epic stuff going on previously with these gold minerals. We've seen some epic stuff on these high cliffs. A lot of Tempest and carriers, all that hiding up there and wiping out the units as they run past. So these sort of positions very, very good for air attacks, but we're not going to be seeing any air attacks in the first 5 or 10 minutes. I would not think so anyway, unless he goes for really, really fast mutas. Or really, really fast Banshees, which I would like to see one of those, but they're fairly unstandard sort of players and they're very risky, so I'm guessing we're not going to see one of those. Here we go, scouting worker coming in, scouting drone. He hasn't got the other side blocked off yet. This is a pretty fast drone coming out. And if we have a look over in the Zerg base, he's building a spawning pool first, but he's only on 13 workers, so we might expect to see a hatchery come out in about a minute or so. But here comes the SCV coming in. Meanwhile, this SCV is just chasing the drone all over the place. He's actually stopped building the barracks to do that. I'm guessing the I'm guessing the drone actually started hitting the SCV, trying to take it out, and that's probably why the SCV is chasing that drone. But then again, the SCV hasn't lost any health, so I really can't say what happened there. This SCV though, he's not going to be doing much. He's actually got quite a lot of minerals. Maybe he's thinking about building an expansion here. That would be a bit stupid, but I'm sure we've seen stupider things in some games. But there we go, we've got link speed coming up. We've got an orbital come up, so both players transitioning very nicely. And he just needs to kill this drone with the marine that's coming out, and then he should be good. Ooh, excuse me. So there we go. This Overlord got to come down first. And this SCV, I'm not sure what he was trying to do, attack the Overlord maybe, but he's got to go back in there. And then he's going to close this up. Oh no, he's actually going to chase that Overlord. He really wants to kill that one. But he's got to make sure, there we go, that's up against. This drone has no chance of getting away. This worker, I think he's still just watching out. He wants to see when that expansion comes down, but the lings have come out now. So he's going to have to run away. And unless he moves back around and gets some scouting in, he is not going to be able to see whether this expansion comes down. And if the expansion doesn't come down, then that means that the Terran player is in a lot of trouble, because it means that the Zerg player is using a crapload of minerals to build a crapload of army instead of his expansion, and that is going to be very bad for the Terran player in the next 2 to 3 minutes. But here we go. We've got a barracks coming out, we've got a refinery coming out, so he's going to get some gas, which is always necessary. He's got a command center coming down, so this is fairly fast, but not as fast as some players I've seen. We've got this worker who wasn't doing anything, but he is doing something now, so that's good. And we do have quite a large amount of lings. Now, they're going to be fine for now, but we did see a baneling nest coming down as well. And banelings, this is going to be very, very bad in terms of this Terran defense, because they could just all knock these down. Link speed is out, and then these guys can just run around into the workers, and I do not think that the Terran player has enough to really push these guys off. He hasn't even got his first bunker down yet, so there he goes. He had something over there. I'm guessing that was an SCV, but he knows for a fact now the massive amount of stuff going on. I don't know if he knows about the banelings. I don't think he does, but he's going to find out about the banelings very, very shortly. And here we go. They're coming in. The supply depot goes down. These guys have got to try and... No, they're not going to be able to. The lings all rush in, but they're going to choose to take these guys out instead of going straight for the workers, but Terran player, man, he's in a lot of trouble right now. A lot of trouble. There's some more banelings morphing in. SCV is going to run away for the protection of this bunker. And he's really, really got to get those units in. Here comes a few Marines coming out. The SCV is bravely choosing to attack the Banelings. He managed to force the cancel before they got up. That Baneling was like half a second away from appearing, but he chose to cancel it, and I'm not sure if that was a great idea or not, but it did morph back into a Ling, and the SCVs are going nuts. He's got this supply depot up again. He's got to lower this down to get that SCV back in, but right now I just leave the SCV out there because it's still too scary out there. He's got to get these guys into the bunker though. There's more forces coming up, and there we go. There's 2 guys in there, and they're going to hold it off for now. He feels safe enough to lift this off. He's not going to be able to get his expansion anytime soon. Meanwhile, the Zerg player hasn't got his own expansion. He is in for the long haul for this push here. He's getting a ton more Banelings. He's building another bunker behind here. It's not going to completely stop the Baneling push if they knock down this supply depot again. But here we go. He's got a factory coming down. So we'll see exactly what he gets out of this. Some Hellions would be nice. Although with this many Banelings, I don't think Hellions are very good versus Banelings. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. They can't be that bad. I mean, Banelings are slower. They have less health with the Lings. So yeah, maybe Hellions will be alright. Here we go, factory coming down. What is this, another barracks? He's got 1 Marine coming out just for a scout. There we go, he's smart play. He's not going to hit it with the Banelings. He's going to save the Banelings for busting down this wall. So there we go. I'm starting to think the Baneling speed requires like a lair or something like that, because I noticed that nobody gets it really soon. Like if I was a Zerg player, I'd get a bloody Baneling speed right now, but I guess when you need a lair, that's 150 minerals and 100 gas, and then you got to do the Baneling speed. So it must be lair dependent. So that's why not many people get it extremely early. But here we go. There's a Widow Mine coming out. Now Widow Mines can turn the tide of the battle if they get some good hits off. So we're going to see. Here we go. He's trying to coax the Lings into coming in, but there's just so many Banelings in here. It's just so bad. He's actually done a little push. He's going to burrow this Widow Mine down there. The Zerg has no idea. This is going to be a very dangerous Widow Mine right now. And what's he doing over here? He's going to try and move the command center out. This is not to land it. This is just bait to try and pull these guys in so the Widow Mine gets them. And that brilliant move by the Zerg player. Just sends 1 guy out there just to have a look. He's triggered the Widow Mine off. Now he knows he needs to get a lair out. He needs to get an Overseer out, because once Widow Mines are on the board, Ling and Baneling moving in is just not going to work. It's just not going to work. They're going to get wiped out so fast by the Widow Mine. And here we go. I'm not sure what they're doing. It's taking out reinforcements, but the Widow Mine's just about to get back up. He just gets out the nick of time, but he's going to move the Banelings in now. And my god, did you see all the Banelings he just lost with that 1 Widow Mine hit? There's just such a horrible move, man. Absolutely phenomenally horrible. And yeah, man, I mean, Overseer, why didn't you not have the Overseer when you had the chance? He should have seen the first hit there's 1 Zergling took from that Widow Mine, and he should have done something about it. Instead, he neglected to go after the Widow Mine, and as a result he lost 10 or 12 Banelings from that 1 Widow Mine shot. It was absolutely a phenomenal Widow Mine shot, and yeah, I'm not sure what he can do now. He can start to get up some more Banelings, but the Terran player is really starting to get a force up, and I think after all these Banelings have gone down, even though he's got a lot of Lings, it's, yeah, I'm not sure whether he can actually go in and do a lot of damage. They've got the wall up now, and they've got a ton of guys behind us, so you're going to take out this 1 Marine, but I don't think they can do much else, not without the Baneling support here. He's actually going to move his forces back, as there's no something at the back of his base. He was thinking about going up on that cliff, but he's deciding just to go there instead. Move those guys inside. I don't know why he's leaving them outside the wall. That's a very bad decision. There he goes. He's going to move them in. He's going to raise the wall up again. Hopefully he's going to raise the wall up again. And he's going to get set on his expansion. Then the Zerg has getting another hatchery up. He has decided to let off the attack. He's just going to use these guys to create a contain. Stop the Terran player from getting another base. But we do have our first medevac coming out with a fair amount of forces. So this contain is not going to do as well as he thought it would. And yeah, we'll just have to see how the game goes from there. The Zerg is not behind on workers. He's only 3 behind, and he's got, you know, a fair amount of Lings here. So I think if he pushed for just a stupidly large amount of workers, he could still be in a very good position. He managed to get a macro hatch here as well. So yeah, just pump out the workers and you're still in a good position in this game. But you got to do it fairly soon because the Terran is just pumping up his economy like there's nobody's business. I mean, he's just going workers, 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 workers. So if the Zerg continues to produce military units now and does not produce drones, then he is a very, very silly bastard, and he is probably going to lose the game because he'll just not have the economy that he needs. This is the point right now where you've seen the Terran get the expansion. You've got to get workers. You've got to get a shitload. There we go. There's 6 coming out, so that's a good start. But he really, really needs to push hard. And this actually he's moved all these lings back here, so that's a good decision. So this drop coming down here, he will fly right over the spire, so he's got some very nice scouting information, but these guys should all get wiped out by the lings when they come in. However, he's not on the ball. There he goes, moving these guys away. The lings are coming back in. The medevac, he knows the medevac's in there now. He's going to fly away, so that's cool. He didn't lose too many drones. Just lost a few, but the Terran player is just really going nuts on getting the workers out. He actually has I suppose you could say it's a macro orbital command or something. He stopped building workers for the time being, but excuse me. Oh, that's a bit better. And that is exactly what we need to see. The Zerg player's like, alright, nuts to it. I pushed that drop off, put the Terran player in a little bit of a defensive bent. Now I'm going to go for workers, and that was exactly what he needed to do. He's up 40 over 37 now. So that's just fantastic, and now he's got to go for a bit more workers. Then he's got to start thinking, what's my game plan? What's my attack? What has the Terran player got? What do I need to get to start working against it? He's going to go for mutas. I can't be 100% sure whether mutas is a good idea, but oh man, his queen's got to be careful. He's trying to go for the medevac, but not going to be that good an idea. With the mutas are coming out though, when the mutas come out, this dropship will just go down like there's no tomorrow. Here we go, the ling's going to try and kill these guys, but they get back inside the medevac, doing a really good job of picking those guys out. There we go, they still send the mutas after it. With the speed boost, however, the medevac will be able to get away, but the speed boost doesn't last forever. And if the mutas keep chasing, but they are going to fall back, they have lost the scent of the medevac, I guess you can say, and they're going to fall back. And yeah, I mean, the Zerg player, he's caught up. He lost a few workers there, but he's caught up, and now he does need to start worrying about his army, but because the Terran player has been constantly producing army this entire time. He's got a very nice forces. He's got 25 Marines, 5 Marauders, 6 tanks, 3 medevacs. So that's a very, very nice force. As our Zerg player has got a bunch of lings and 6 mutas, which is nowhere near enough to throw these guys back. In fact, I think he has to get Baneling speed. He has to get a lot of Banelings, because otherwise he is not going to be able to deal with this Marine force. The Marines are just going to wipe out the mutas so fast it's not even funny, and then the lings will all die to siege tank fire. Actually, the lings will just die to Marine fire at this point because there's so many of them. And here we go, he's going to get some harass going with the mutas, and this is just an excellent, excellent, excellent decision here. He's got to be careful though. Once these guys stim, just run out of there. He loses 1 muta. Just get out of there. Circle around. Go back to the main base. See if you can start taking this guy out. He doesn't have that many missile turrets. He's starting to build them now. Oh, this is just a complete mess up by the Zerg player. It's just absolutely painful to watch that mess up from the Zerg player. No missile turrets here. I'd like to see the mutas come in here and start taking some guys out. That would be a great use of them. He could probably take out half of these guys before the Terran realizes what's going on. And he really, really needs to force the Terran to be more defensive, because right now with this offensive army out there, the Zerg is going to get wiped out. There's no way he has enough to deal with that. He's just seen him built a crapload more workers. He's beating the Terran player now, but he's I said like 5 minutes ago he should have switched over to building army, and he hasn't really done that. He hasn't really got an army up, and that is going to cost him right now. He does not have what he needs to deal with this Terran army. I think he is probably going to lose here, unless the mutas get very lucky, but the Marines focusing on the mutas all go down, and this is going to be a GG for our red Zerg player here. He does not have anything to survive this with. He's trying to get out some lings, but he really needs Banelings at this point, and there's not going to be enough time to get out Banelings against this force. So there we go, Terran player's going to move in, with his tanks, with his Marines, Marauders and Medevacs, and he's just going to wipe these guys out. The Ling's waiting for a perfect opportunity for these guys to come up the ramp, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get wiped out, and there we go. There we go, he's building a crap load of Banelings, but I don't know if he's going to be in time to save the lair. I don't think he is. I think he's going to lose both these buildings. He does have this base over there, but even if these forces get wiped out, he's still going to be in a lot of trouble. There he goes. He's going to move in. The Terran player stims and runs. He knows he does not want to stay up there, and the tanks take out quite a few of these. Without Baneling speed, there was not much hope. With stim, these guys just can run circles around Banelings. They're on creep now, so they get a little bit faster, but he's just doing such a good job of taking out those Banelings. He just gets off the creep. They force exploded themselves there, and they took out a few Marines, but it's just not enough. And this is just the death attack of the Zerg player, just going in there, trying to attack with the drones, and the tanks just shelling the crap out of them, and that has got to be it. There we go. Red Zerg player leaving without a GG, so he's not very happy with the outcome of that game. And I gotta say, congratulations to our blue Terran player. Really, really good game. I really enjoyed casting that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been Hairy Muppet.